even some from students who gave us some input, so we thank them, because it's all about you guys. So, with that, let me just tell you some of the things that we're going to propose this year to show our love, dedication, support for the great teachers of Virginia. First, I'm going to execute on the 1st of January an executive proclamation naming 2013 as the Year of the Teacher, because we understand that without a world-class teacher in a great school, these young people aren't going to have the opportunity to learn. So we'll start with that. Secondly, I'm going to sign an executive order creating a Virginia Teacher Cabinet. Now, this is going to be an advisory group that will build off the teacher advisory group that we've already put together informally, that will meet directly with the secretary and I on a quarterly basis, as well as the superintendent, to discuss all issues related to the teaching profession, how we can do better. This will include discussions of proposals to build a career ladder in education, how to remove unnecessary burdens on teachers, and boy, I know there's a bunch of those that I've heard about that keep you up late at night buying your own pens and pencils and doing the other things that you have to do. Strategic compensation, innovation, and technology reforms. We put a lot of computers in the classrooms, like the superintendent, right? That was a top initiative for her. But what else can we do to honor your incredible profession where you're tasked with passing on the values and the knowledge to the next generation of Americans? It's an incredibly important thing, and so this cabinet will help. It'll be made up of 8 teachers from all 8 of the superintendent regions around the state. Third, I'm proposing $15 million in the budget amendments I'll release next Monday for a strategic compensation grant initiative. You heard Amanda, she's got my back. Talk about this, and it was a part of our trip to Salem, and seeing the great work they're doing there to be able to provide incentives for teachers to accomplish certain goals and then be rewarded for doing that. So this budget proposal will award competitive grants to school divisions for the design and implementation of compensation systems for teachers that provide incentives and that are tailored to each of those participating schools. Dr. Siebert, and as well as Amanda Gibson and other teachers at Salem, have created a great model in their school, and we think that that's going to be a good pattern for other school systems to follow. The grants will allow school divisions to award incentive payments to effective teachers to meet the school division's strategic compensation criteria and to reward effective teachers that assume various additional responsibilities, but also to do their fundamental job of passing on great knowledge to the young people and do that well. So, for example, the grant could award teachers who help students make significant academic progress, reward teacher leaders who serve as mentors, or provide various pay incentives to effective teachers with the needed expertise who are willing to transfer to hard-to-staff schools within that division. So there's a variety of options on how this money could be used. We anticipate that that money will be sufficient to award incentive grants to 3,000 teachers, and some of this will build off the merit pay pilot study that we just received back that the General Assembly funded last year. Next, building on some of the information that we got from the various symposia we conducted this year, we are proposing the establishment of the Governor's Center for Excellence in Teaching. There's a good model in North Carolina that Governor Hunt shared with us. And what this will be is a partnership between the Virginia Department of Education and one of our great institutions of higher education to establish summer academies of excellence in teaching. The successful completion of the academy will actually include graduate course credit for these teachers in educational policy or instructional leadership. The Governor's Center will provide professional development opportunities for great teachers that will help them to improve their classroom instruction styles, their knowledge of educational policy, and so forth. Next, I am proposing an additional $700,000 to go into the STEM-H. That's science, technology, engineering, math, and healthcare, which is also a growing need in our society. So this money will help us to attract and recruit and retain high-quality individuals to teach in those STEM disciplines. Now, you remember we got a start on this last year by putting about $1.2 million over the biennium into specific teacher incentives in this area, utilizing a Virginia-specific You Teach We help prepare elementary and middle school math and science teachers. You guys like math and science? Great. That's right. Yeah. Well, you're going to like it more in the future. You're going to have more great teachers coming to help you out. So successful teachers selected to participate in the pilot program will be eligible to receive up to a $5,000 initial incentive award after completion of the first year of teaching with a satisfactory performance evaluation in these disciplines, and then an additional $1,000 incentive award for their continuation in 6th to 8th grade mathematics and all these other important subjects. Next, I will be introducing the Education Fairness Act. Now, what this will do is to help to revise some of the procedures that we've got for discipline, contracting, of our great teachers in our system. The legislation will extend the probationary window for teachers from 3 to 5 years, because that'll give principals even that much more time to make sure before that continuing contract is awarded that they truly have somebody who's excellent, who's motivated, who's going to do a great job with these young people, and is long-term committed to the profession. The legislation will also provide for a refined definition of incompetence that would provide a basis for teachers to be disciplined or removed from the school system. The Act will also streamline the grievance procedure to consolidate some of the time frames and allow for an expedited decision to inform the teacher about the school district's decision in disciplinary cases. And the last couple things are also important, and that is teachers are underpaid. All agree with that? Yes, that's right. This is the quiz. You guys are back 100 so far. Everyone knows a teacher, and I know one myself and Amber's, my sister, as I told you, who stayed after school, has worked along with students who are buying their own supplies, who are doing homework at 10, 11, 12 at night, getting up early, taking care of their kids, and then going to school. And this is amazing dedication. We've got 100,000 teachers in teaching. Most of them are excellent. And I hope after these bills pass that they'll even be great, and more people will want to come into the profession. But we have to do more, as Finland and other places do, to be able to say we appreciate what teachers do. Teachers haven't had a pay raise since 2007. And so I'm pleased to announce that I'm including $59 million in the FY14 budget to provide a 2% salary increase for all teachers and instructional personnel effective July of 2013. That's the state share of that teacher pay raise. Part of what I pledged to do when I became governor is to increase the amount of money we're going directly into the classroom from 61 to 65%. We're hovering right around 64 right now. This will be another step in that direction to put money into the classroom. And so I'm happy about the 2% increase that we're going to provide. That includes not just teachers, but guidance counselors, librarians, instructional aides, principals, assistants, principals, everybody in the students gets a pay raise. So, you get more homework, that's what you get. So participation is optional in the program, but does require the local match because that's the way the formula works. And we're actually linking the pay increase now to passage of the Educational Fairness Act because we believe compensation and accountability go hand in hand. We're evaluating one final proposal that we've worked with teachers on that I've directed the Department of Human Resource Management to also evaluate the efficacy and the actuarial soundness of putting teachers into the state health plan, because I think that will increase the pool, it will drive down the operating costs. We do not know yet whether that can be done legally, whether it can be done financially, but I think it will be something that would help teachers to drive down the operating costs of their health care, so we're evaluating that and hope to have some decisions on that prior to the beginning of the session. So, that's a lot of information, but that's phase one of what we're proposing. And again, it's a package that celebrates the incredible men and women that go into the teaching profession in Virginia and says we appreciate you, we haven't appreciated you enough, and so we're going to give you more tools, more money, and more help in doing the things that you need to do to make sure these young people can be the next governor or football star or rocket scientist or aerospace engineer or whatever your dreams are. It all starts with having a great school and a great teacher. So I can see your attention span is now fully run out. It's time for me to pass the microphone over to somebody else. And so we've got a lot of people here that want to speak and briefly in support of what we're doing. I thank you for your attention. I'm very excited about this. Got to be career college ready, and you got to have a great school and a great teacher no matter